Toyota has completely changed as a company. One by one, they're redesigning their vehicles. Every time they redesign it, there's a massive price increase, especially with their trucks. The Tundra, the Tacoma, it's been insane. They've been less reliable, but way more money. I mean, the Tacoma used to be an affordable vehicle. Now they're 60, 70 grand. 70 grand, yes, for a Tacoma with a 4-cylinder. Make it make sense, and it's built in Mexico for that kind of price. So Toyota shipped manufacturing over because they used to be built in Texas, and now they're paying less on wages, but charging a whole lot more money, so they're making way more money selling it. And look at the Tundra, maxed out, it used to be around the 50s, now they're 70, 80 grand all over the place. And there's a huge recall with the engine that's ongoing, and then also with some light issues in the rear. And the problem is there's only so many loaner cars to go around, so you have a Tundra, you're paying all this money for a Tundra, you're going to get stuck in a Camry driving a loaner. And it's not okay because Toyota did it on purpose. When they were manufacturing, building this vehicle, they knew exactly what they were doing. Planned obsolescence. We're not building this vehicle to last forever. I mean, look at the old Land Cruiser. That thing is built to last, but we're not going to get it anymore in America. They said no more for you guys. They know it's all payments, and most people will just buy whatever you put in front of them. It's payments, payments, payments. Toyota Financial makes them a killing, and then you got to deal with port add-ons. If you live in Florida or the surrounding states, or even Texas and the surrounding states, there's different port distributors that add additional costs to the vehicle. Gulf State and Southeast Toyota will add thousands of dollars to that vehicle, so it's almost a must to go out of state to buy your Toyota because they will add all this stuff that you never asked for, $500 dash cam, all these add-ons, and then the dealership is going to add as well. Because we all know dealerships from Toyota are some of the worst to deal with. They did the biggest market adjustments, all the add-ons here and there, dealership packages, all this BS stuff they were doing on these vehicles. And they think they have this superior product even though they have hundreds of trucks sitting outside. But if you want to get a Camry LE base model, good luck, they're not out there. They're going to have the full $50,000 Camry in stock if you want to buy a Camry. So they have a huge inventory mix issue at the dealerships. If you drive past any Toyota dealership, you're going to see hundreds of trucks and not many of their other vehicles. And I know there's so many Toyota fanboys. That's the only reason they're able to keep selling these vehicles is most people go to Toyota, they don't even think twice, it's Toyota. It has to be reliable, they're Toyota. But they're just not like that anymore. Now they want to charge all this money for a truck that's not worth it. I mean, a 4-cylinder truck built in Mexico, $70K, really? And the fuel economy is not even much better, so they switched to all these things, turbos, this and that, and I understand emissions, but you would think the fuel economy would be much better, but it's really not. Especially if you have a heavy foot, that turbo winds up, there goes fuel economy. It'll probably be worse than your last generation, and most people, that's the crazy part. They would rather have their older generation Toyota than their new one. I would rather have a 5th gen 4Runner than a new 4Runner. The new 4Runner is crap. It might have a bigger screen, but it's nowhere near the same. The 1GR FE is the most reliable V6 ever in that 4Runner. It will run forever. You're going to tell me that 2.4 liter turbo with 10,000 mile oil changes on average, that's what most people are doing, that's what Toyota says to do, is going to last as long as a 5th gen 4Runner V6 that's tested, tried, and true? And I know these 4-cylinder turbos have been around for a minute, but not as long as the V6 and the V8 that was before. I think Toyota has made a huge mistake. There are a lot of Toyota fans that will not buy a new Toyota at all. They'll buy a used Toyota, but they won't touch a new one with a 10-foot pole. And I completely agree with you because the price and the quality of the vehicle is not there. They're just like every other manufacturer now. They're treated like General Motors, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I mean, at the end of the day, they're building the same crap, especially on their truck situation. It's bad. You can't even get a naturally aspirated Tundra Tacoma anymore. It's not even an option. And you could get a 2023 Tacoma in the high 20s. Now you can't even touch one for $40K. But there are some dealer discounts. Because they have trucks lined up, Toyota has no other option but to start discounting their trucks, which is crazy because Toyota is known to not give discounts like other manufacturers. But I'm hearing you can get around 8 to 11K on a Tundra, and I've heard over 7,000 off a Tacoma, but is that enough? You're talking about a Tundra that costs 80 grand. You're talking about a Tacoma that's going to cost at least 60. So your little 7,000 off, I just don't see it. It just doesn't make sense. And the resale value hasn't been there, especially compared to the last generation. Last generation Toyotas are selling like no other because people are flocking talking to them. They're like, I know what they're worth. And I know someone's going to watch this and love the new Toyotas. Hey, you like the bigger screen, you like that kind of stuff. I understand. Even the biggest Toyota fanboys agree with me on the price. They're like, it just doesn't make sense. They obviously have went way crazy on the price. Sooner than later, we will see a $100,000 Tundra coming soon. They're already pretty dang close. But let me know what you think. Maybe you love these new Toyotas, but for me, I would rather take an older Toyota than this new stuff any day personally. And that's why I drive a 5th gen 4Runner. It's super reliable. They're reliable as can be and they last forever. But let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.